Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast reviews of movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 749, and as always, this is Nerd Chicana here to host the show, alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Monday night, and thank you for joining your animals this evening.
Oh, yeah. Brought to you guys, live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore before it drops for everybody in public on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. And of course, you know, we love you guys for being patrons, and we give it to you guys early before anybody else can get it.
Yep, you help pay for all of this.
Yeah. Before we can get into the review, Brad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I had the day off.
Yep,
President's Day. So I was chilling at home. Didn't do much. Watched The Elephant Man. Because I didn't do it yesterday because I figured I'd do it today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really do much. Other than that.
All right.
Kind of just watch random YouTube shit.
Okay. Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was a chill day.
All right. Hell yeah, man. So, you know, I didn't have to go to work today because I had President's Day. I had off because of President's Day. So I went ahead and just chilled out for a day. I watched a little bit of Elephant Man in the morning. And then I went grocery shopping, and that was painful.
Yeah, that's always... No one likes to do that.
Yep, nobody likes to do that, Brad.
It just becomes a chore.
Yeah. It's just absolute shit, man. Absolute shit. So, you know, I did that, and I went ahead and came back, and I streamed The Last of Us Part 2. We got through a good amount of it. And then that was it. I just finished up the movie, and we're here now. And I haven't had anything for dinner yet, so I'm really hungry. So I'm hoping we can get this done soon. But, yeah. Brad, what have you, nothing else? Not much else going on? You haven't watched anything else?
Nah. I'm
just
really
Elephant Man?
Just Elephant Man today.
Yeah, you're back to work tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I'm back to work tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I'm not back to work tomorrow. I was supposed to go back tomorrow, but I switched shifts. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think we have anything until Paddington, right?
Yeah, we only have to watch Paddington 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week is gonna be pretty easy. Only Paddington 2, and then you know, our Invincible. We already watched it.
I already watched it. So.
Yeah. So other than that, like, we're pretty much set for the week. Could probably get, you know, get going on the next movies, but yeah. But yeah, that's all that we had to watch this week. I already watched Paddington 2, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be I think it's hopefully a chill week for
yeah.
For our lives anyway.
Yeah. Tomorrow, my Crash gets here in my Grogu.
Should.
Well, the child, not Grogu.
Yeah, the child. It's so old that
yeah.
I have one over there also. It's called the child, but I also have Grogu and Luke with Grogu and all that. But yes, it's so old that it was before like we knew. Everybody was calling him Baby Yoda.
Yep. They were calling him Baby Yoda. Yeah, dude, other than that, man, like, not much else going on at the moment, really. Just all that.
I should turn on my lights. I don't know if you can see that. So you see, there's a big giant ass Grogu in the corner.
I cannot see him.
Yeah. So, but there's a big old giant ass Grogu in the corner.
Oh yeah. Now you see him.
Yeah. So he used to have like a Christmas hat on.
Yeah.
But I bought a Mac Miller hat. So now I've got a Mac Miller hat on.
Well, you know, it's over. It's not Christmas anymore, right? You know.
No, I mean, there's nothing I can do with them, so I just put them up here.
You should put different hats on him, Brad.
Well, this is his second hat now. He had a Christmas hat for
Yeah.
Wow, because I didn't know what to do with it. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear my Mac Miller hat out. I don't want to ruin it. So or
Yeah.
sweat. So
You
I'll just
should get them. What's it called? One from the for leprechauns for St. Patrick's Day.
oh yeah, yeah, little
Yeah.
little helmet, little
Top hat.
little top hat, gold
Yeah,
coin.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Green top
gold
hat
leaf.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, I should dress him up.
Yeah. You
'Cause
should just have like
he's just chilling
different
over there.
hats.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's just a chill guy, man. Yeah. Just chill little Grogu.
just
You
chill,
know.
Grogu.
Yeah. It's a
Especially
big
when he's got
Grogu.
cookies. I
Yeah.
actually went out and I would search for that Funko Pop because I want a Grogu with cookies.
Yep. Yeah. Brad's the only person keeping Funko in business at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, I really haven't bought anything too recent. Oh, actually I did. I bought the oh, what the fuck was it? The you remember Moff Gideon's dudes when they capture Grogu? I bought that one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I sent you that one.
Yeah. I think you did.
Yeah.
I think you did. Yeah. All right, Brad. Well, we're gonna go ahead and continue on with our David Lynch month today as we as we review The Elephant Man. And with that said, if you haven't watched The Elephant Man, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But I don't know how I spoil the life of a real person. But I guess that's just how this works.
I
Yeah.
mean, because
So
people don't read or watch
yeah.
history anymore.
Yeah.
Or they all get their news from the Facebooks and the
Or the
TikToks and
TikToks and
the
the
Twitter
X.
or X or whatever the fuck it is now.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you haven't watched the movie, you should probably get out of here. You care about spoilers, but if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes is your warning, spoiler warning, and is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, Brad, this is my second pick. And it follows as Elephant Man is a 1980 biographical drama film, loosely based on the life of Joseph Merrick, referred to as John in the film, a severely deformed man who lived in London in the late 19th century. The film was directed by David Lynch, produced by Jonathan Sanger, and executive produced by Mel Brooks, who was uncredited to avoid audiences anticipating the film being in the vein of his comedic works, although his company, Brooks Films, is in the opening credits. It stars John Hurt, Anthony Hopkins, and Bancroft, John Gielgud, Wendy Hiller, Michael Elphick, Hannah Gordon, and Freddie Jones. The screenplay was adapted by Lynch, Christopher DeVore, Eric Bergen from Frederick Trev's The Elephant Man and Other Reminiscences from 1923, and Ashley Montagu's The Elephant Man, A Study in Human Dignity, 1971. It was shot in black and white by Freddie Francis and featured makeup work by Christopher Tucker. The Elephant Man was a critical and commercial success with 8 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Actor. After receiving widespread criticism for failing to honor the makeup effects, the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences was prompted to create the Academy Award for Best Makeup the following year. The film also won the BAFTA Awards for Best Film, Best Actor, and Best Production Design. It was nominated for Golden Globe Awards. It also won a French César Award for Best Foreign Language, Best Foreign Film. Since its release, The Elephant Man is generally regarded as one of Lynch's more accessible and mainstream works, alongside The Strange Story, and is also cited as among the greatest films of all time. Cinematography by Freddie Francis. edited by N.V. Coates, music by John Morris, and it sits at 2 hours and 3 minutes on a budget of $5 million. It made $26 million at the box office.
That's a success.
Hell yeah, it's a success. And of course, Brad, I chose this one because this one, after this one, I only have one other one to watch, and that is Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me. But I haven't watched Twin Peaks yet, so I can't watch that movie. So I just wanted to get through more of the ones from David Lynch that I haven't had the chance to watch. I knew that this wasn't a straight up like David Lynch film, so I was interested to see how he would tackle somebody who was actually like a real life person. I didn't know that Stray Story was about a real life person either. So
yeah.
Interesting.
We're kind of getting it. We're kind of getting that this month. We're getting a bunch of David Lynch that isn't the. Because anytime you like tell me about David Lynch, I'm thinking Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, stuff like that. That's kind of mental.
yeah. But I'll say this, Brad. This sure does include a lot of David Lynch like imagery.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's a Lynch film.
Especially the ending, Brad. Like that ending with the mom reciting the poem. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's as David Lynch as it can get. I'll say this. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's David Lynch's best movie. I don't necessarily rank it up there with the rest of his stuff that I love. But it is a good movie, and it's always interesting to see how David Lynch is, drawn to figures who are,
unique,
outcasts, unique, and because, that's who David Lynch is, right? David Lynch is somebody who was unique, and he always saw the beauty in things that were, obscure. And this movie deals with somebody who all their life has been meant to feel like somebody who is obscure, who is what's it called, a freak. And, I think it's a perfect subject for David Lynch to make a biopic out of. But Brad, what are your initial thoughts on
I really like this film. Really, really like this film. I think David Lynch does a great job in that he somehow focuses his story not on the deformity of the Elephant Man, but almost like a growth in an individual who is given a second chance at life, confidence. And because I feel like other filmmakers we have seen before would have focused on the deformities, and that's all we would have got was just a man, stuck in a shell, and we never would have seen that growth. So I think what David Lynch does with this is really admirable because you forget he has those deformities really, because he comes out and the first instance when Anthony Hopkins' character is like he can read and he can talk. I mean he's not an animal. He speaks very eloquently further on into the movie, and he almost gains like high society status in a way, which also is I mean that focuses then in one life he's in a freak show, in the other life he's on high society, but also how do they see him? I mean they're clapping for him, but how do they really see him? I don't know if it goes into that great a detail, but it is like two sides of the same coin in a way.
Yeah.
Because people are just using him for notoriety in a way, some for money. I do think that the doctors in this are trying to help them the best they can, but at the same time is they are using him to get the funding in order to take care of him.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting movie with a lot of levels, and I think David Lynch does a very good job at showing that and just not focusing on the deformities of the Elephant Man. And we get to see more of Joseph Merrick.
Yeah. I agree with you. And I like that you kind of see that Joseph, at times, he's seen as a freak and all these things, but he's also, met with a lot of respect. Like, that girl who, what's it called? Who, like... what's it go with the play and recites like Romeo and Juliet with him, and it's just like, damn, like, that girl really just sees him as
As a human.
as a human.
And I think you get to see him, and they realize he's an intellectual. He's trapped in that body, but his brain is still far and beyond what you would think of him when you first see him or first found him, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Um, like I said, Brad, I do think that this film does have a lot of like David Lynch in here.
Oh yeah,
You know,
the shadows, the stylistic approach, the cinematography. I
yeah,
mean, it's all David Lynch. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. There, you can definitely tell. It's not to the effect of there's weird stuff going on. I think anytime we see him like telling a historical story, at least in these last two we've had, he's kept, I think, close to some source material.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I think that he definitely like brings out a lot of that within specific moments. Like I meant like the fucking the ending, right? But what I think also he brings it out in is there's this part in the film where like it's kind of like this weird like zoom in to like the guy to John's eye,
Hmm.
and especially the stuff with the circus too. Like I feel like that's very David Lynch as well. It's very Lynchian.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. I mean, what's it called?
But we've seen previous films that deal with the circus and like freak shows, and there's certain scenes I feel like we've seen in, I don't know if it was in a silent film or what, but we've seen the sideshows coming together and then walking away. Like we've seen that in a previous movie, so I think David Lynch is taking from some previous movies in those instances and showing that on the screen. I don't remember which movies, but it had similar effect. And I think it was a silent film, but I'm not positive.
yeah. I think I know what you're trying to say. I think I know what you're trying to say. Um, it might have been a Fellini, bro.
Yeah, I think it is probably a Fellini. That
Yeah.
could be a circus, which is fine. I mean, I'm a Tarantino fan. I've never considered it outright stealing. It's more of an homage, in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it's just to me. I think it's a great movie. I think I think it's a really good movie. I can't put it at the level that I put other movies of his.
No.
Right?
I mean, Eraserhead is still very much top for me. I think this movie is kind of a slow burn in some instances, which is fine. I mean, for a historical drama, I kind of expected that. It's also a very sad movie because this man, he basically gets. I think he's gone from the lowest of the lows to the highest of the highs. He's reached the pinnacle of what I think he feels his life could be at that point, and then he just lays down, and he commits suicide because he knows he's going to die laying down.
Yeah. It's so sad that end, bro. Like it's like he kind of gets to that point where like like the people kind of accepted him, but he knows that he's not gonna move past this. Like as much as people like him, he will always be seen as an object to them.
Yeah, yeah. He'll always be seen. He'll never be accepted completely into society because of his disfiguration, and that's just kind of because there's no way. I mean, they even say it. There's no way they can. Plastic surgery didn't exist in the late 1800s, and if it did, it probably was very painful, and they probably died on the table.
Yeah.
But I think Anthony Hopkins and John Hurt in this are terrific. John Hurt especially because it's got to be very difficult to have John Hurt's face and not be able to show it in the film.
I know. I know.
And
And
in the film, and he just, I think he plays that character just, he probably plays that character as perfect as you can get for playing the Elephant Man, in my opinion. So, um, yeah, and I think seeing a young Anthony Hopkins playing the
Oh yeah,
Doctor, that's kind of refreshing in a way. Is like, okay, yeah, Anthony Hopkins always kind of had the chops.
of course, man. He's Anthony fucking Hopkins, bro.
Yeah,
He's always had it. He's freaking great in this movie. And I like that he kind of like, you see him having that dilemma of being like, wait, am I just doing the same thing that everybody else is doing to John?
which is nice. It's the complexity of the film. It could just, like I said, it could have easily just been almost a monster movie per se.
Yeah.
Other directors would have gone the easy route with that.
Or
But
straight up like just fucking biopic, and you have Frederick just be the guy who always sticks up for him, and it's like, but instead it's complex. Like Frederick has these conversations with himself where he's like, am I not any different than the other ones, than the other people?
Am I a bad guy? Am I good? Am I a good man? Am I a bad man?
Yeah.
And I think he has to kind of deal with those issues because he is seeing himself. He's bringing in these high society people to see him, just like your circus ringmaster there was bringing in
20 fucking people, bro.
just whoever in order to get money. And in a way, I think that this opens up some conversations of, what would you do in this instance?
Yeah.
Would I mean, in order to basically pay for him to stay there and to house him, they do have to bring in these high society people in order to get money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't there's no answer, I think, in the film to it. It just kind of is what it is. And
Yeah.
I think John Lynch portrays it that not everything has answers.
Yeah.
It's complex.
Which I feel like is Lynch's whole like, because the whole bane of his existence, and it's, I mean, sorry, not bane of his existence, it's like, it's his whole artistic, what's it called, artistic mission is like that he's not always going to give you the answers.
No, and some
And
things don't have answers. They're too complex, and
Yeah.
nothing's. I mean, you have some stuff that's grounded in reality here, and then you have some stuff that really opens your mind up, and you're like, I don't know what I would do in that instance, and I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie. It's a sad movie. It's definitely a Lynchian film.
It's 100% Lynchian.
Yeah, and I like how Lynch approached this subject because it's not the easiest subject, I think, to approach.
What's your final verdict, Brad?
9 out of 10. So
You're
like
giving
I
this a 9
said,
out of 10? Okay.
I'm giving a 9 out of 10. But it's a slow burn. So the film is a little bit slow for me.
Oh, it's a slow burn for sure.
It's a slow burn, but that I think we got that. We learned that from the Straight Story, that his historical stuff is a little bit slower than, say, like an Eraserhead, which is just Eraserhead is just all over the place and blows your mind. But I think he does the best he can with the subject matter without defiling the story.
Yeah. I'm gonna come in way lower than you, actually. Brad, I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie a 7.75 out of 10.
That's not too much.
It's not terrible. It's not
No.
terrible. But what's it called? I don't have it at the level that, something like a Inland Empire, fucking Mulholland Drive, and I just don't have it at that level yet. And I just think that there's other films that I've seen from him that I just think is way better. And
I mean, I don't disagree. I've got Eraserhead above that. So
yeah.
I don't know, a few that we've watched this month. What was the last one we watched?
So we watched Straight Story. I think I don't know. Wait, I need to remember what I gave.
This one I put above Straight Story. I
You
like
do?
Straight Story, yeah, but again, Straight Story is the slow one, but I like this story more because I think this story is more complex.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brad. I I don't know if I can say this more complex, but because I think they both.
Old man on lawnmower running to see his brother has cancer. I mean, there's more to that story, but to me, this has so many levels to it. Of how do you film this without just focusing on this man's face and head?
Yeah, yeah. Well, um, I'll say this, Brad. Though I did really appreciate what David Lynch did with this movie, and I think
Yeah,
that he has a very much interesting outlook onto his life. And
I think he brings empathy
yeah,
to the character, and I think a lot of directors would have missed that.
yeah.
So I don't know if I would want to see if somebody remade this. I was thinking in my head, this would be cool to remake, like a
I think Del Toro
Nosferatu.
could do it.
I think so. I think Del Toro probably could. Del Toro probably would be the best one to
Yeah.
tackle it, but I don't know if I need that, but it might be cool to see.
But I'll say this: I think that when it comes to the idea of this movie, um, I think it's very present in A Different Man with Sebastian Stan, which I think you should watch that movie
Hmm.
because I think it's Sebastian Stan's best performance, honestly. Um, and it's not as straight up like this movie, but I think it has the same idea going forward for it. So
Oh,
you should look into
okay.
that.
So Inland Empire, I don't think we haven't watched that.
No, you haven't
Yeah.
watched. I have because I own the Criterion.
I still like Blue Velvet and Razorhead above this.
Yeah,
Um, I just I probably need to go back and watch Mulholland Drive because I still don't think I like Mulholland Drive, even though everyone and their mother likes Mulholland Drive. Um, but I for now I'm putting that above that just because I just
yeah.
didn't enjoy Mulholland Drive.
Okay. Well, man. That's your opinion, right?
Yeah,
Your
I
opinion.
mean that's like your opinion on this one. It's kind of what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I guess so.
Although I still don't know. I still want to bring up. I don't know how your hospital staff doesn't like hear like 20 freaking drunk people in someone's room. They were not quiet about it.
They were not quiet about it at all.
And then the
At
guy
all.
ends up getting kidnapped and sent to. I'm guessing that was China or France. 'Cause I think he was speaking French.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder. I wonder. I wonder. But with that said, that concludes our review of The Elephant Man. And of course, thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, we want to thank you guys so freaking much for being in here. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you leave a like on the video, click the subscribe button, and click the notification bell as well. So that way you can get this video in your sub box and all our other reviews, and you don't miss a single review that we have coming out. All of that would be super, super helpful.
Super duper.
If you're listening to on your favorite podcast app of choice, you should probably leave a 5-star review and follow us on that app, as all that also helps us out a lot too. Thank you. You can follow us at Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/the Nerdcore, Discord link is in the description below. Thank you to our patrons. Without them, none of this is possible. Join the Patreon to get this episode live early and ad-free, along with our Paddington 2 review, which will drop for everybody on Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time, but will be reviewed early on shit. Now it's not going to be reviewed early, actually. Fuck. Oh, wow. I forgot that yeah. Well, Brad, I think we are going to review Paddington 2 on Wednesday night because I now have taken I switched shifts and I have to work Thursday night now.
See how this man is?
Sorry, Brad.
See how this man is?
But it's not going to be a hard movie to watch, Brad.
Just remember to turn on what you need to turn on.
Yeah. I will update the schedule according to what we got here. But yeah. Yeah, that sorry about that. Yeah. But yeah, point being that it will be live early and ad free on Patreon. So, Brad, tell them about our wonderful executive producer Shane.
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at ThriftedIL or go buy something from the Suppy God at dpop.com/Prison City Vintage.
Yeah. All right, man. With that said, let's go ahead and get the hell out of here, right?
All right, Roll. Thank you for being the host as always. Thank the listeners out there, our Patreon supporters, all those who join us in future chats. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, lead with kindness. Young Yoda out.
Damn it!